Hey everybody, welcome to the Spinner Rack. This is Mars here. I'm here with my boy Petey and Cal.
Yes.
Say what's up, gents.
Hey, ready to rock.
Today, in honor of Superman Day, we are going to talk to our resident Superman expert, Cal.
And he also answers a lot of questions on Quora.
Yes.
So we were looking at those, and I thought since he's how many, like 67 answers, we would ask him questions too, but we were asking, there's one question here, was who are the best Superman connoisseurs on Quora? And then you had added someone to there. So in there, you see, you added your favorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who I think is probably one of the best Superman writers on the title, Jerry Siegel and other greats notwithstanding. Elliot S. Megan. This guy really, really understood Superman while he was on the title. He understood that Superman was an archetype and that the archetype was the hero archetype and how that actually flows. There was something, I had the opportunity to speak with him at a con. It was great, good discussion. There were some things we disagreed on, but the biggest thing is that Superman tales are not about power, they're about morality. This guy has all the power that you could ever need. He's always going to be successful. What is that power in service of? Okay, you have all the power in the world. What do you do with it? That's always the question that's going to be answered with a Superman story. Should he do everything for everybody? Should he scale back? Okay, how much does he scale back? Does he reveal himself to Lois Lane? But if he does, can he still be true to his mission to help everyone and still have these things? And he also understood that heroism involves sacrifice. You can't have it all and be a hero. Heroism involves sacrifice. So today, and this is one of the things with modern day Superman that I don't think they quite get, because today Superman has the job, he has the wife, he has the child, he's won a Pulitzer. You know, they don't want him to be bumbling or anything of that nature. And then they want to say, oh, but he's not perfect. I'm like, well, where's the sacrifice with the character at the end of the day? Clark Kent actually allowed for that because part of the sacrifice was that he was never going to fully be human or fully be allowed to connect with people, even as Clark, because of the mask that he was wearing. But that was because he was in service of the people. The second that he's no longer doing that, sure, he can do it, but then the people lose their greatest hero. So, yeah. Elliot S. Megan.
And before we go, what about, you had put the two novels he did. Can you talk about those novels in comparison to what was going on?
There was this, and this shows like current DC malpractice 101. Superman 78. Superman the movie comes out. There is no tie-in for that movie. There is no tie-in. There was never a comic book adaptation for that movie. Instead, Elliot S. Megan was contracted to write a book, so he wrote his own book. It's called Superman Last on a Krypton. It sold extremely well. It sold extremely well because of the popularity of the movie, but it's its own story. It has nothing to do with the movie at all. His book actually has Superboy in it. So anybody reading it was probably like, well, I must have missed this scene in the movie or something, but that's where he was at. But he wrote that was an excellent book. But there was never they didn't do a comic book tie-in until Superman 3 or 4. You know, it was just so ridiculous. The other book he wrote is a classic Miracle Monday, where, I don't want to give it away, but Superman actually fights the devil in this book. He literally fights like Satan, you know, so he goes up, you know, it's literally good versus evil. It's excellent. It's executed so well. And because it was novelized but never put into comic book form, which is more malpractice on their part, they probably just don't want to pay Megan. But it's one of the greatest Superman stories ever written. It's there at your fingertips whenever you want to read it.
Okay, great. I guess we should ask you another question while we're here.
We should.
So why isn't Injustice, God Among Us one of the greatest Superman stories ever?
Because that's not a Superman story. That's this evil alternative Superman that, you know, some people, I don't want to say any names, you, happen to like because he's a murderer. That's not Superman.
If there's a Superman, why does he allow crime to happen?
He doesn't allow crime to happen.
Why does he allow good people to suffer?
He doesn't allow good people to suffer. He helps everyone that he can help.
Why doesn't he help everybody?
Does everybody want to be helped?
Yes.
No. People
Yes.
have free will. Not everybody wants. There are Superman stories where literally there's someone about to jump off a building. Superman shows up and they're like, back off, buddy. don't try to touch me. So if he saves their life, that's against their will. So now he's a dictator, right? But if
No.
he doesn't save them, what kind of hero is he? He's letting them plummet. So people do
He
have
could-
free will.
He can go to jail. I mean, committing suicide is against the law. You can't just do that.
What are you talking about?
I mean, him allowing people to just jump off a
Well,
roof.
that's the scenario I just presented to you.
Well, then he goes to jail.
But that's why Superman, the best Superman stories are about morality.
So-
if I interfere with your free will, that's not cool. But if I let you jump to your death, that's not cool either, right? So what does a guy like Superman do? He respects your free will, okay? He seeks to cajole, convince, but never coerce you towards doing what's right. That's what Superman does. And then we have to be honest. Not everybody wants to be saved. They don't. Superman helps everybody who wants help. He will always ask, do you want me to help you? I'm there for you. If you don't want me to help you, hey, I'm here. I want you to be okay, but I'm not going to interfere with your free will. See? Easy peasy.
Why doesn't Superman stop all the bad governments in the world?
Starting with the United States? Is that what you want to say?
I never
First-
said that.
see
First
that-
of all, I'm a patriot, and as long as we understand that, everything is good. All right?
These are great. These are great questions because first you have to define bad. What is bad? And if bad is every government on the planet, okay, he
Dictatorships.
stops all of them. But now who's in charge? Superman? Is that good? And then again, it becomes the same thing. Free will.
But he's supposed to be good, so we always do good.
If he's always going to do good, that's fine. But first you have to define and identify what is bad. That means it has to be the corruption of what's good. Is it bad for people to have free will? If people decide, hey, this is the government that we want a communist government, we want a capitalist government, and things start going all over the place, well, Superman can go and try to be corrective, but he's not supposed to go over there and take away free will. He respects human beings' rights, okay, to go and get it right on their own, and giving them help as they need.
What do you consider the greatest Superman villain?
Lex Luthor.
Why?
Lex Luthor is the archetype for just evil. He's just evil for no real good reason. The best that we ever got was the Superboy story, where he has this creation where he literally creates life. He literally somehow creates a whole new organism, but things go awry. A fire gets set. Superboy comes to rescue him. He blames Superboy because Superboy, of course, takes it as he follows that conceit that, oh yeah, if I had just done better. But Lex Luthor doesn't have a genuine reason to dislike Superboy, and that dislike grows into just flat out antipathy for Superman. There's no real reason for it. If you are that angry with him, well, go and show him up. Be a better hero. Be more successful at helping people. Instead, Lex Luthor is trying to kill him. And what's more, Lex Luthor has done certain things where he doesn't care if anybody else dies in the process, so long as Superman actually dies too. What's worse, the Earth 2 Lex Luthor was worse than the Earth 1 Lex Luthor, because that guy, he was like, no, I'm willing to kill everybody on the planet just to get this guy. He was worse than the Earth 1 Lex Luthor at the end of the day. So that villain right over there always works, because Superman can't come biff this dude, and that'll be the end of it because of his morality. He's going to stop him. He'll be incarcerated, but Lex Luthor always remains that perennial threat because of that. It's not just brains versus brawn. It's brains, brawn, and morality versus this guy who's just evil. You can't trust him.
Best Superman TV series? With Lex Luthor in it.
With Lex Luthor in it. Best Superman and Lois. That would have to be the best one. Sorry, you guys. Smallville's not a Superman series. Anybody out there? Sorry, it's not a Superman series. That's a Clark Kent series. They've said it more than once. Sorry. I know. He's shaking his head too. He's like, George Reeves, Adventures of Superman, but no, it's Superman and Lois. I'm sorry.
Really jump in. Say something.
Are we debating or
No, it's a
we're
question.
Just
We're just asking questions.
For me, the best series of Superman.
I thought we were going to talk about who could win in a fight, but okay. Go ahead.
For me, it would probably be the Adventures of Superman with George Reeves. I guess we go up to, I think the cartoon that they were doing, I guess it was in the 50s. That was a favorite of mine, especially because of the music. And then
Great music.
The Lois and the New Adventures of Lois and Clark was another good one. So.
That was Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher made that whole thing for me.
What about who do you consider the best Superman?
It's
Actor?
In the movies and TV
Let's
shows.
go to the key person. You first.
Movie
I
and
was
TV.
about to ask.
Christopher Reeve.
TV?
TV.
You said Superman is definitely, even though I definitely, since I saw George Reeves in what's that, Lucy?
TV.
That's
TV George Reeve.
But definitely the humor of, George Reeves had humor too, but the humor, Christopher Reeve kind of made Superman like someone that you could also probably hang out with. He seemed to be like up on all the current stuff. He was smart as anything. He had a casual thing to him, so he could kind of relate. Even the thing where it looked like he was ridiculous, like he's on the boat and these guys, and it's like, I'm not, he's not too stressed about it. And especially the scene with Luthor, even though Luthor's going to play him out, there's nothing that Luthor can put in front of him that he doesn't know, like information-wise. So,
No. What I liked about George Reeves' Superman and Clark is that he wasn't a punk. Okay, he wasn't anybody's fool. Fine. Smallville was 10 years, and this is what they keep saying. It's 10 years of these guys never wanting Superman to be on the show. It's like, no, this is Clark's journey. His 10-year journey running away from his destiny. So, okay, what do you want me to say now? I can't do anything for that.
Did you watch the last 5 minutes where they got into his destiny?
No, he didn't wear any suit. He wore this. You see this right here? That's what he wore. Okay, they tried to chump us. No, he had a T-shirt on. I must think. If he had opened it up all the way, you would have saw like a little belly too, because it wasn't even a full shirt.
You saying it's a Superman belly shirt?
Yeah, that's what he was wearing.
No, he didn't have a belly shirt.
Look,
Come on.
Tom Welling is on record too many times saying he never wanted to be in that suit. And after 10 years of being on the show, it didn't change. What's more, even after the show was over and they did the whole Crisis on Infinite Earths thing and they brought him back, he gave up his powers to make certain I'll never have to wear this suit. So
they had Brandon Routh, and they said, okay, you could be, they turned to Tom Welling and said, you could be our Kingdom Comes. No.
He said, I got a better idea. He's like, give me that flannel. No, he's like, I'm Clark Kent from start to finish. He never wanted to be in that suit. Fine, but then you're not Superman. You never played Superman. You're done with, that's done. But, I really like Tyler Hoechlin's, but there's just certain aspects of Clark Kent. And then, too, they punked him so many times on the Supergirl show that then they were trying to say, the Superman on Superman and Lois is not the same one. I was like, it looks like the same guy to me.
Well, wait. I can't, this is ridiculous, me trying to correct our Superman connoisseur here. In the comic books, early on, they had established that Supergirl was more powerful than Superman for 5 seconds. And
Which comic book was that?
It was one of the, it was like obviously it has to be the Silver Age, but they had it where it was like 2 seconds. Are they trying to say Supergirl is more powerful because he got affected by kryptonite and she wasn't? And then they had something where she did a feat, and then they say, "Oh no!" Then they quickly got rid of it. They quickly erased that whole storyline within that thing.
They've done that. They've done that more than once. They've done that several times. See, the Supergirl show, I always thought was just so egregious because when the first season starts, it's like Superman, the most powerful man in the universe. They actually stole that from He-Man. But then when it came time for him to be on the show, they were like, "Nah, we're gonna biff your ass."
Well, they said,
because it's a Supergirl show. Yeah. It's like, he's the most powerful man in the universe, but Supergirl. So that was just how that went.
So
it might lead to more. It's a two-parter.